Well, a big hobby of mine is collecting wrestling DVDs, and I have an extensive wrestling DVD collection, and I want to start sharing my collection with some of you guys on YouTube, in the YTBC, in the YWCE. If any of you visits my videos for wrestling, I mean, I hardly watch it and I hardly review it. So if you're here from the YWC, God bless you for, for bearing with me because I just can't stand it. But that is another reason why lately I've been growing my DVD collection because the product is so bad. I've been wanting to go back and look at the product in the past. And today I will be looking at Woo! Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, the Definitive Collection. And this is a great DVD to have for any wrestling fan. Any fan of wrestling, any fan of wrestling in the 80s, anyone that has ever even seen wrestling or ever been interested in wrestling, I think they should pick this up. And for those guys that really don't like wrestling because it's very cartoony and they don't like the characters and it's not believable, I think Ric Flair is the perfect wrestler for you. He's not a gimmick. He is a wrestler. He is the man. He stepped into the ring every night, day in and day out, to be the best performer, the best athlete in wrestling. Yes, he was flashy. He was flamboyant. He wore his robes. He spent time with a lot of women. He did a lot of drugs. But he took his craft seriously. And I think that's what you should appreciate about any craft, anyone that's performing any craft. That they take their craft seriously and they want to be the best in their craft. And that's what you got here at Ric Flair. Yeah, this DVD comes with the one disc. The first it's three discs. This you got the inside cover. It says "To be the man, you gotta beat the man," and it has him with Ricky Steamboat, him with in his last match right here, no right here against Shawn Michaels. His last match in the WWE anyway. God, why do you have to go to TNA, man? Uh, uh, his match against Shawn Michaels will always be his last match in my eyes. And another thing, I'm so glad that Triple H didn't let his ego get in the way and him being like, oh, Nate, I want to be the man to beat the man. So it just would not have worked out. It would not have worked out as well as it did. That would have his match against Shawn Michaels, which is on this, by the way. It's on the third disc. And this is what I want to show you guys. 3 disc collection. Yeah. Awesome DVD. I mean, yeah. Awesome collection. Here you got the inside flap, the first ticket, the first disc. It has the documentary. It goes from his beginnings, really quick beginnings, and then it goes into his wrestling, and it goes into a lot of rivalries. His rivalries with bro, it's Dusty Rhodes, man, Dusty Rhodes, um, Terry Funk, man, great DVD. And then it goes to the time that he went to WWF in the 90s and how WCW was falling apart then. It was falling apart in the early 90s then. Like, they didn't know what to do. And he's like, man, I wanted to stay in the WWF, but in my heart of hearts, Ric Flair was loyal, man. He said, I'm a WCW guy. I'm an NWA guy. He wanted to go back to the NWA, the WCW, and they treated him like garbage for years. They disrespected him. Eric Bischoff disrespected him, and he recommended Eric Bischoff to be the boss, man. He brought in Hulk Hogan. He brought in Macho Man Randy Savage. And he said both of those men beat him 4 times. 4 times before they wrestled anybody else. Both Hogan and Macho Man beat Ric Flair twice. They treated Ric Flair, the legendary Ric Flair, like just another stepping stone for young guys. Big Show beat him in his first match in WCW. He was called the Giant then. The Giant beat him in his debut. You're gonna have Ric Flair do the job for a rookie on his debut. They treated him terribly, man. And he said the day WCW went out of business was the happiest day of my life, man. And here you get history. You get history of the a little bit about the AWA, a little bit about the NWA, which is not niggas with attitude. It's the National Wrestling Alliance, AWA, American Wrestling Alliance, WCW, World Championship Wrestling, WWF, World Wrestling Federation, as we all know, or World Wrestling Entertainment now. I don't gotta school you guys on this. You all know this because you guys are wrestling fans. If you're not, I recommend you at least take a look at this DVD. I mean, at the documentary. It was a really good documentary, very informative. You get how he felt and like how he really felt. Like he cried at times, especially when his career was coming to an end. So he faced Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 24 in a career-ending match, and he got inducted into the Hall of Fame the night before, and he was just in tears. He was just in tears that whole time. He was talking about He was talking about the match, and he was talking about the Hall of Fame speech. How he asked Triple H to induct him, man. It it's awesome. It's really awesome. And then we got the two discs, disc 2, disc 3, where you got a few matches from the Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling against Jack Briscoe. I'll read out all the matches. You got a 2 out of 3 falls match with Kevin Von Erich. You got a match with Harley Race for the NWA Championship, Heavyweight Championship. You got a match with the Four Horsemen against Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, and Manny Fernandez. These are great matches, by the way. Ooh, speaking of great matches, you got 2 right here. One against Sting at Clash of Champions. They went 45 minutes and fought to a draw. But man, that was a great match. The finish was Sting had him in a Scorpion Deathlock, and it was the last minute, but Ric Flair did not tap out, man. It was magic. It was magic in the ring. Then the match with Terry Funk, you know that's gonna be a brawl. Ric Flair could wrestle anybody. He could wrestle any style, anywhere, anytime. That's the type of wrestler he was. His match with Roddy Piper, 1999. Great match, a really good brawl. Ric Flair beats him, but then Roddy Piper gets revenge after the match against Ricky Steamboat in 1994. His matches against Ricky Steamboat, amazing, amazing. They could fight 6 days out of the week for an hour each match, and they would all be different, and they would all be amazing matches. Oh, steel cage match against Triple H in '05. Really bloody match, really violent. But Ric Flair showed that he still got it. In 2005, Ric Flair debuted in 1973. That was his first match. And he was still putting on great matches. Steel cage matches in 2005. Last match on this is his last match in WWE. His match against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 24. Ooh, and for this reason alone, I think this DVD is worth the price. Right here. These promos. Wow. Ric Flair could talk, man. Woo! Man, he's talking about taking women to Space Mountain, how he's got the flashiest car, jet flying, limousine riding, kiss stealing. Woo! Son of a gun. Man, for these promos alone, how many are there? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. For these 8 promos alone, it's worth getting this DVD. I swear. Man, I spent the last few days watching this. I just watched the documentary today again. I rewatched the matches a few days ago. Man, this is the type of DVD that you could go over and watch over and over again, man. And I especially recommend this if you're not a huge wrestling fan, if you don't like cartoonish matches that look so fake or bloody matches like Hell in the Cell or something like that. I don't know why you wouldn't, but I've heard people say that they don't like matches that look fake or stuff like that, cartoonish. You don't get that with Ric Flair. You don't get that with Ric Flair. You get excitement, you get entertainment. Ric Flair was so good, man. Even watching him like elbow drop his own jacket and and drop a knee against, man. Ric Flair was great, man. It's a shame that it's a shame that people get old and they have to retire. But I'm glad he could now spend time with his family because in his prime he just couldn't. He said in his documentary, his kids were saying like he couldn't really spend any time with his family growing up because he wrestled 7 days a week. He wrestled 365 days a year. So now he could enjoy his life. And he should be thankful. Now he's reaping his fruits of his labor, which is great. So pick this up. Recommend it definitely. And you guys have a great day. Peace.